speech number 2, which was Luke Pierce's speech, and we will have someone who's distracted by the world, generally. Stephen Thomas, come on up.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. You've given me a new stand, thank you. This one doesn't fall over. So I'm here to evaluate Luke's speech number 9. Luke's objectives for this speech when we spoke beforehand were for me to watch his body language, especially his perhaps somewhat stiff right hand, he thought. For him not to be slow and boring, this was feedback from his mum when he tried it out on her. And for me not to hold back in terms of recommendations, so I got carte blanche. In terms of speech number 9, on the reverse of your agenda, you'll see the key points there are. Speech number 9 is to persuade the audience using logic and emotion, and not to use notes. How did Luke's speech stack up against that? He certainly didn't use notes. Great. Here's my overall summary of Luke's speech. In summary, so body language, content, language. That's it. To elaborate on that, which I think you will want. Body language. Luke started with a slightly diffident handshake, but thereafter I thought his body language was excellent. He had a calm, broad voice. It wasn't dull and boring for me. He used both hands. On occasion there was the stiff right hand, but generally he used both. I was watching very carefully there. And there was some very involuntary use of body language when he told us about being on a date. There was that sort of rueful shake of the head. It tied in perfectly with his emotion at that point, I felt. So body language, a solid thumbs up. Content, this is where I thought Luke's speech could improve. For me, the structure, Luke should flag more strongly at the beginning. He did have his 3 whys, why this, why that, why learn a second language, but thereafter, it was not until he hit about the middle of his speech that he said, the key point, I would like my children to be bilingual. So I felt the structure should have been brought more to the fore of the speech. Did he use emotion? Yes, but I felt he could have used more logic. There's plenty of emotion there. I'll come to that when I talk about the language, but I felt the logic aspect could have been heightened. For example, what does it do to one's brain to learn a second language? There's something just off the top of my head. As regards language, Luke, as I mentioned before, Luke gave us the 3 whys at the beginning. He also used a line, there were some pretty little lines he used, lines that were written in these aisles. For some reason that had a very evocative ring to me. He referred to a permanent insult to the Welsh. I thought that was a very stinging remark, which fitted the speech exactly at that point. And finally, he used the phrase, what excuse do you have? More appeal to emotion. Therefore, in conclusion, I feel Luke's body language, solid thumbs up. Content, some pointers that I've mentioned for improvement. Language, a solid thumbs up. Overall, a solid thumbs up.